The higher you rise, the fewer people can stand beside you. I am Satoru Gojo, and strength is far more lonely than people imagine. Most people dream about becoming powerful, respected, untouchable, above everyone else. But they never think about the cost, because true strength separates you from people. The moment you become too strong, the world stops seeing you normally. Some admire you, some fear you, some envy you silently, but very few actually understand you. That's the dark side of power nobody talks about. The stronger you become, the harder it becomes to connect with others naturally, because strength changes your mindset completely. Your standards rise, your awareness deepens, your perception of reality changes, and eventually, normal conversations start feeling empty. You stop relating to shallow thinking, shallow ambition, shallow emotions. That creates isolation. Not physical isolation, mental isolation. You can stand in a room full of people and still feel completely alone, because nobody around you truly understands the pressure of carrying overwhelming strength. People only see the results, the confidence, the power, the calm expression. They never see the hidden burden underneath it, the expectations, the responsibility, the emotional distance created by being different from everyone else. That pressure changes people slowly. At first, and you try connecting normally. You try being understood, try being treated like everyone else. But eventually you realize something painful. The stronger you become, the fewer people can truly walk beside you mentally. That realization creates loneliness, because strength isolates naturally. Not because powerful people hate others, but because very few people can truly understand their perspective. Most people only understand struggle from below. Very few understand the loneliness at the top. The constant awareness, the pressure of expectations, the emotional exhaustion of carrying strength nobody else around you can match. That's why powerful people often hide behind smiles, humor, confidence. Because if they showed the loneliness openly, people wouldn't understand it anyway. And honestly, that's fine, because strength was never meant to feel comfortable. Real power changes you. It forces growth, sacrifice, isolation. And once someone reaches a certain level mentally, they stop craving understanding from everyone around them. They accept the loneliness that comes with becoming extraordinary. That's the curse of strength. The more powerful you become, the fewer people truly see you as human anymore. People admire strength from a distance, but up close, strength makes people uncomfortable. Because powerful people expose insecurity naturally. The moment someone enters a room with overwhelming presence, everyone feels it. Confidence shifts, energy changes, weakness becomes visible. That's why people react strangely to strength. Some become inspired, some become jealous, some become afraid. Very few remain genuine. That's the hidden isolation powerful people experience. People stop treating you normally. Some expect perfection from you constantly. Some secretly wait for you to fail. Some only stay around you because they benefit from your strength. And after enough time, you start questioning who truly sees you for who you are. That loneliness becomes exhausting, because eventually you realize people are interacting with your image, not your real self. They see the power, the confidence, the reputation, but they rarely notice the person underneath it all. That's why strength can become emotionally isolating. The stronger you become, the harder genuine connection feels. Not because you stopped caring, because people stop relating to your reality. Most people cannot understand extreme pressure, the responsibility of always being strong, always leading, always carrying expectations nobody else around you could survive under. That pressure changes your mentality permanently. You become calmer during chaos, more detached from drama, more emotionally controlled. And ironically, those qualities create even more distance between you and others, because now your mindset no longer matches ordinary people. That's why true strength often creates silence, not arrogance. Awareness. You realize Most conversations are temporary. Most validation is fake. Most relationships are conditional. That realization matures people quickly. At first, it hurts. You feel misunderstood, emotionally disconnected, alone despite being surrounded by people. But eventually, you stop fearing that loneliness because you understand something deeper. Isolation is often the price of becoming exceptional. Average people feel comfortable in crowds. Extraordinary people learn how to survive alone mentally. That's why power changes your relationship with people completely. You stop chasing approval, stop needing constant understanding, stop lowering yourself just to feel accepted. Because once someone truly experiences strength, they realize acceptance means nothing if it requires shrinking yourself. That's the philosophy strength taught me. The world praises powerful people publicly, while secretly resenting the distance their power creates privately. And honestly, that's the burden you carry when you become too strong for ordinary minds to fully understand. At some point, you stop trying to be understood by everyone. That's the turning point, because constantly explaining yourself becomes exhausting. Explaining your mindset, your discipline, your emotional distance, the pressure you carry silently every day. Most people will never fully understand it anyway, not because they're bad people, because they've never lived your reality. That realization changes powerful people deeply. At first, they resist the loneliness. They try fitting in, try appearing smaller, try hiding parts of themselves to make others comfortable. But eventually, they realize something dangerous. Shrinking yourself to avoid loneliness is another form of weakness. Because now, you are sacrificing your true identity for temporary acceptance that destroys people internally. Slowly, they lose authenticity, lose ambition, lose the fire that once made them extraordinary. That's why strong people eventually stop apologizing for their growth. They stop dimming their light for insecure people, stop lowering standards to avoid isolation, stop pretending to be ordinary when they know they are evolving beyond it. That mindset creates emotional freedom, not freedom from loneliness, freedom from needing approval. And once someone reaches that level mentally, their entire energy changes. They move differently, think differently, carry themselves differently, because now their confidence comes from self-awareness, not external validation. That's real power, not dominance over others, mastery over yourself, the ability to remain authentic, even when authenticity isolates you. That's the dark philosophy behind strength. The higher you rise mentally, the fewer people truly understand your perspective. And honestly, that's natural. Most people fear depth. They prefer distraction over awareness, comfort over growth, validation over truth. But strength forces awareness, awareness of reality, awareness of human nature, awareness of how lonely greatness can truly become. That awareness hardens people emotionally, not cold-hearted, focused, because eventually you stop searching for crowds to belong to. You become comfortable standing alone. That's when true confidence appears. The moment solitude stops feeling painful and starts feeling peaceful, because now you no longer need everyone to understand your journey. You only need the strength to continue walking it. So now, you finally understand the curse of strength. Power does not only give freedom, it creates distance. Distance between you and ordinary thinking. Distance between you and shallow people. Distance between you and the version of yourself that once needed approval from everyone. That transformation feels lonely, because growth changes your entire reality. The stronger your mind becomes, the harder it becomes to connect with people who still fear growth, pressure, and truth. Most people want comfort, but powerful people become addicted to evolution, to discipline, to awareness, to becoming stronger mentally no matter the cost. That obsession separates them naturally from crowds, and honestly, that separation is necessary sometimes, because you cannot become extraordinary while thinking like everyone else. Greatness requires difference. Difference creates isolation. That's the equation nobody wants to accept. The higher you rise, the fewer people truly walk beside you. Some will admire you publicly, while resenting you privately. Some will misunderstand your silence as arrogance. Some will fear your confidence because it exposes their insecurity. Let them. Because weak minds always feel uncomfortable around powerful energy. That's not your responsibility to fix. Your responsibility is protecting your growth, protecting your standards, protecting the mindset that carried you this far. That's why strong people eventually stop chasing acceptance completely. They understand something deeper. Being understood by everyone is impossible once your mindset evolves beyond average thinking. And the moment you accept that, peace appears. Not peace from the world, inner peace. The kind built through self-awareness, through accepting loneliness without allowing it to weaken you emotionally. Through realizing solitude is sometimes proof of elevation, not failure. That's why true power feels quiet, not loud, not desperate for attention, not begging for validation. Real strength simply exists, calm, focused, untouchable mentally. Because once someone becomes strong enough internally, they stop fearing isolation completely. Why? Because they finally understand. Loneliness is painful only when you are uncomfortable with yourself. But when you truly know your worth, solitude becomes freedom. Freedom from fake relationships, freedom from shallow expectations, freedom from shrinking yourself just to feel accepted temporarily. That's the philosophy strength taught me. If becoming powerful means walking alone sometimes, then walk alone proudly, because the people destined for greatness were never meant to fit comfortably inside ordinary crowds forever. So tell me, if becoming stronger meant becoming misunderstood, emotionally distant, and alone more often than before, would you still chase greatness? Or would you sacrifice your potential just to feel accepted by ordinary people? Comment, too strong.